And we're live.
You were saying something about Cuomo, Kyle? What do you got?
All right, so this is one of those things where like I've just heard the periphery of what happened, so I'm hoping that you've got the nitty gritty. But I'll lay out my my ignorant part, and then maybe you can correct me some. It seems to me that on the nursing home thing, he did something or another, and some people in nursing homes died because of stuff Cuomo did. And then today or yesterday, I heard that he's now accused of sexual assault, some sort of a female intern-like position.
Yeah, so I'll do my best. And this is an issue where I found it hard to get like facts with confidence. But it seems that there was a time when hospitals were kind of full and nursing homes were kind of sick, and there was a decision to be made, and he let sick people go from hospitals to nursing homes. And that turned out to be a bad call. More people died in nursing homes than perhaps they would have if they stayed in hospitals, or vice versa, right? Like, I think it's generally agreed upon that he made the wrong call with regards to like how to quarantine elderly people with COVID and where. All right. Now they didn't miscount the number of COVID deaths, but they did miscategorize them. So like, if someone's in a nursing home and they get sick and they almost die, and then they spend their last 20 minutes in the hospital, is that a nursing home death or a hospital death, right? You could perhaps ask that question. And now, here's where I find it hard. Was there an intent to that miscategorization? Was he trying to cover for perhaps his bad decision on where elderly people go? Or, or this is just an imperfect world where sometimes you get stuff wrong. So that I think is the nursing home thing. Made a bad decision, possibly tried to cover the impact of it by reclassifying nursing home as hospital or vice versa. Now, the sexual assault thing, dude, I have a weakness for this stuff. I don't know what's true and what's not. When the Cosby stuff came out, everyone in the world instantly knew it was all legit, except me. I'm like, yeah, Hollywood guys get blasted with, sometimes a dozen things at once. And then,
but he had like 80.
He did have a lot. All right, maybe that's not a great example. But like the Trump stuff, there are a lot of people who write off his sexual assault accusations as false money, gold diggers, or that's not a perfect term, but work with me. They're just guys who are trying to sue and take advantage of his position and get some of his money. And Kevin Spacey, there was a whole Me Too thing.
Kevin Spacey didn't do anything.
There was a whole Me Too thing where people like seem to know which ones were real and which ones weren't real, and I always don't.
I can always tell the people I don't like did it.
Yeah. Well, so
I'm still not
Cuomo,
Cosby.
as far as I know, has one accusation, and I think it's that he kissed a woman on the lips. Does that sound right? Without asking for permission or anything?
Hot.
And I don't know.
I wonder if his brother's gonna talk about this.
Dude, so
on CNN. Hey, bro, digital high five. So what are tits feel like? Haha, this is journalism. Two brothers talking. Neat.
He's been accused of sexual harassment by a former advisor, and it's an unwanted kiss and touching. I'm curious about the touching. There's a lot of different kinds of touching, right? All the way from like
almost in his defense, like she was my advisor and she advised me to take risks. And that's what I did. So if anything, he pushed me out of it.
Yeah, touching is not descriptive enough for me. But yeah, so unwanted kiss and some touching. I'm guessing that means boob. Maybe. Yeah. I don't think he'd be accused of touching if it was deltoid. Right? That's if
they're saying touching.
He could be like grabbing some ass. He could, maybe go full crotch cup.
Yeah. He might have done a crotch cup. He might have done
grab him by the pussy.
I would guess.
Oh, if Cuomo grabbed somebody with the pussy, that'd be so funny.
That would be delightful.
That would be honestly. That would make all this worth it.
The whole pandemic.
The whole pandemic.
The whole pandemic. Fucking 9/11, everything. It'd be worth it if we found out that Cuomo grabbed a pussy.